Hey guys, it's Roscoe, and on the Space Couch today, the US presidential election is now essentially in its home stretch. Joe Biden's announced his VP pick, Kamala Harris, and they had their first joint appearance yesterday, and that is what's going to be up against the Trump-Pence ticket, unless, of course, he decides to dump Mike Pence in favour of Nikki Haley, which there is rumours about, but who knows? It's all about the ratings, keep things interesting, so who knows what he might do. But first, my interest in this, I did US studies as my degree in 1993 to 1994 at the University of Essex, and the 92 to 93 year was spent at the University of Minnesota in Minneapolis. I was there for Bill Clinton getting elected in 1992. I remember going with some of my friends to the polling stations when they voted. I believe they voted for Ross Perot in that instance. And I remember them in 1992 saying they were worried the Republicans might steal the election somehow. Plus ça change, I suppose. So we had the announcement, and then we had the rollout, and it was a very smooth rollout. Joe Biden, he's known for making gaffes or wandering off topic, meandering sometimes, segueing into other things. But there was none of that in the speech that he gave. It wasn't Sleepy Joe, it was President Biden. And he was laser focused on his message, as was Kamala Harris. And there was a moment after he had given his speech where it was her turn, and he's taller than her. And someone put down a little step in front of the podium for her to step up onto to adjust the height. But when I was watching it, there was very much a feeling it was a metaphorical stepping up as well as a literal stepping up when she did take that step. That is how it appeared to me. Regardless of politics, it did have that feel to it. And she was also very laser focused, and their message on sorting out the health crisis, the economic crisis, the social crisis, and the law and order crisis, and the foreign relations crisis with the allies and the enemies. So lots to be getting on with. They've got their job cut out for them. But they were both very focused. Neither of them made any mistakes or gaffes, stumbled over their lines at all. And they both came over as authentic and sincere. You might not agree with their politics, however, but compared to the other side, they certainly appeared presidential. Both of them appeared presidential. It could have been two presidents giving speeches. So, of course, Trump is falling back on his usual tactics whenever there's a woman, especially a woman of colour. Nasty, mean, all that stuff. It was funny, Joe Biden actually laughed when he was talking about how Kamala had been mean to his appointees when they were trying to get confirmed in the Senate. And he said, "Give me a break." Such a whiner. When do the Republicans become the party of whining? They're always pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. It's like they've swapped positions with, say, the Democratic Party of the late 70s, 1980s perhaps, and getting lost in themselves and forgetting to focus on what's important, which is the people. But yes, both speeches, very impressive. Like I said, no mistakes, and Trump falling back on his usual attack lines. But it didn't really seem to have that much impact because she's not the candidate the Republicans wanted as vice president. Obviously, the expected pick and the safe pick, still a historic one on many levels. On many levels, but they would have preferred to have, say, Susan Rice or Karen Bass or any of the others. Elizabeth Warren, he would have had a field day if it being her. And obviously it would have been all about Benghazi for Susan Rice. And then Karen Bass's statements that have come to light recently would have cost them the state of Florida right out of their hat. Because when the Castro stuff came out, I was reading that the Biden campaign, which was seriously vetting her, reached out to Democratic operatives in Florida saying, do her comments really just mean that Cuban American Republicans would not support her? I said, no, it's across the board. They won't support her. You've lost Florida if you choose her. So she was out. So Kamala Harris. Very interesting speech that she gave. She did lay out a very clear case about the open and shut case against Trump and Pence. And I did actually like her line about he inherited the great economy from Obama and Biden. And like everything else he inherited, he ran it straight into the ground. that'll be a very effective tactic. And like I said, they don't really know how to handle her. They clearly were expecting someone else, and Trump was saying that he's surprised that she was the one who was picked, given that she was mean to Joe Biden. But as we know, Joe Biden has got a capacity for empathy and forgiveness that's surpassed by few in direct comparison to President Trump. So someone telling truth to power, telling it to his face, telling him he is wrong about something and telling him why, he appreciates that clearly. Unlike Trump, who does only want to be told what he thinks he knows or what he wants to hear. So it is a very clear contrast for the upcoming presidential election. And we shall see what happens with the debates. I would not want to be Mike Pence, because she will eviscerate him, given the very focused, laser-like speech she gave at the rollout. But yes, it was a very smooth rollout, very professional. Like I said, no gaffes or anything. They mean business. So we shall have to see if they manage to get themselves elected. But that was just my thoughts on the rollout. This is not a political channel, as you know, but I've always found American politics absolutely fascinating. And as I said, I was there for the 92 election. I remember running down the corridors with all my friends. Yeah, Clinton won, you know, that student idealism when he carried Ohio that put him over the top. But anyway, guys, that was just my thoughts. No need to go wild in the comments. I'm happy to have a respectful discussion in the comments if you want, but I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of analysis. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment or suggestion for upcoming topics you'd like to see discussed, or like the video.